Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition has a soft spot in my heart when it comes to the Fallout games. I was introduced to this game during the height of my World of Warcraft addiction, during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, and back then, that was the only game I was playing. But my roommate was playing Fallout 3. I'd watch him play it sometimes when I'd hang out in his room, and I got really curious about the game. So I went out and got the game myself, and it made me put my favorite game at the time on hold to play this immersive FPS role-playing game. I love this game so much and have so many fond memories of it that I've actually bought this game 3 times in the past. My first game list was lost during transportation, and then I bought the Game of the Year Edition disc version, which was at the time connected to Games for Windows Live, and we all know what happened to Games for Windows Live. But as it got older, the game wasn't working well with the newer Windows. Eventually, I discarded the game because it just wouldn't work anymore, and like I said, Games for Windows Live stopped working, and now, again, recently, I have bought it on Steam because I heard that it works well with the newer Windows. And to my surprise, it does run very well. So I thought it was time to jump back into the game and find my dad in the Capital Wastelands once more. What is up, my dwellers of the interwebs? I'm Sorsin, and welcome to my channel. If you're enjoying the video, a sub to the channel would be amazing. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition holds up pretty well in 2022, and the game still looks great. The character creator, however, was never that great, to be honest. It's hard to make a decent character with the default version of the character creator. I usually just do the basic edits in Fallout 3 since I'm not a fan of the creator here. All these things can be fixed with mods, however, but for whatever reason, I just can't seem to get any mods to work with the game. And the Fallout 3 script extender doesn't seem to want to work either, so that's unfortunate. If you've never played Fallout 3 before, then you don't really know what the basic story is for this game, the reason behind what you're doing out in the Capital Wastelands. So basically, you grew up in one of the vaults, and as you got older, your father just decides to get up and leave, causing a big scene within the vault, and you have to leave the vault yourself in order to find where your father has gone. That's the basic motivation for your character to be roaming around the wasteland. But as with all Bethesda games, the main fun isn't from completing the main story, it's actually from roaming the world and finding unexpected things or quests out in the wastelands. That's where the true meat of the game lies. Since the first time I played this, I just focused on the main storyline. This time around, I'm exploring a lot more and just doing side missions along the way. I have discovered regions I had never seen before and done quests I'd never completed before either. So in a lot of ways, this playthrough has been pretty new for me. In Fallout 3, as is common in Fallout games, you have a Pip Boy, which serves as your menu screen for your character. Here you can see your inventory as well as your character stats. You also build your specs from the Pip Boy as well. While in combat, you can use a feature called VATS, which helps you to choose specific body parts to attack and shows the hit chance percentage as well. I love VATS, but the controls for it are fairly different from Fallout 4, so you might be hitting wrong hotkeys in the beginning if you're used to Fallout 4's key settings. Interacting with NPCs has the whole world around you freeze in place while you choose several dialogue options. The great thing that I love about Fallout 3 compared to 4 is the karma system. In this playthrough, I've been a super good person, helping others and just not being an overall bad person in the game. Now, I'm constantly hunted by mercenaries in the game because I'm being too nice. And even the radio host 3Dog has plenty of nice things to say about my character because of all the good deeds I've been doing. I love the fact that you can choose these things. It makes the game so much more immersive, and you can build your own story around the actual story of the game. Will you be the hero of the wasteland or the villain? Since this is the Game of the Year edition, all DLC is included with the game, and you can access it all the second you leave the vault. I think my favorite DLC is the alien spaceship one. That was a lot of fun, and you can get some pretty cool things up on that mothership. Something to mention is how hard this game is on normal mode compared to Fallout 4. I don't remember it being so difficult, and I was always on my last bullet or down to my last stim pack. It was truly a stressful time in the game early on, and I eventually dropped the difficulty to easy because I just wasn't getting any progress done. The repair feature may be not what you're used to if you've only played Fallout 4. You need to find duplicates of weapons weapons and level your repair skill in order to fix your weapons. Also, weapon degradation is something that was completely removed from Fallout 4 too. As your weapon degrades, you won't be able to use it as efficiently and it will lose its accuracy. So the importance of grabbing as many weapons as possible for fodder becomes very crucial. Traversing the Capital Wastelands is always a treat, and I'm always excited to see what creature I'm going to see next. Getting jumped by a giant Yaoguai bear, or traveling through the metro station and being attacked by the rabid ghouls. It's all exciting and super freaky at times. Even after all these years, this game is still a lot of fun to play again and again. The main issue I have experienced while running Fallout 3 Game of the Year is the keyboard and mouse freezing while the game itself keeps running. You cannot move the mouse or open your Pip Boy, and you have to force close the game in order to close it. So far, the fix I found was to go into where the local files are saved and make the Fallout3.exe and Fallout 3 Steam Launcher set to compatibility mode for Windows XP Server Pack 3, and to select Run as Administrator as well. So far, I have yet to have the issue reappear. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Graphics wise, I'd say this game still holds up pretty well. While the animations for both the body and faces aren't the best, they were pretty good for the time. However, I couldn't help but notice how devoid of colors the Capital Wasteland was when you compare it to Fallout 4's Commonwealth. Just seems a lot more grim compared to the more recent Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Personally, I prefer a bit more color in the game. I found the colors in Fallout 3 just to be a bit too bland. Overall, I'd say that Fallout 3 Game of the Year is a great game to pick up in 2022 if you haven't played it yet. If you want to add to your Fallout lore and explore the Capital Wastelands, then you should definitely grab it on Steam. You will not be disappointed. I believe there is a modder who is actually remaking Fallout 3 in the Fallout 4 engine. I can't wait to see that when it comes out. I'm sure it will be amazing. So there you have it. That's my first impression on Fallout 3 Game of the Year in 2022. Thank you for watching. I'm Sorasin. Have a fantastic day. Feel free to follow me on all my socials. Links are all in the description and pinned comment below.